Most people have at least one strength supporter, and others are fortunate to have more. Perhaps someone who has known you for most of your life and believed in you and has seen potential. So an aunt, an uncle, grandparent or sibling, that teacher who helped to bring out the best in you, a sports coach or a mentor, or who had more confidence in your abilities than you did. These people are in your life right now. Sometimes they are obvious and sometimes they are there and always have been, but you haven't noticed them yet. They may not fit your defining criteria and you may be focused on results and outcomes rather than people. The strength support they give may be subtle and seem insignificant, but it's enormously valuable and may take you to the next stage of your definition of success. It's equally valuable to understand your strength detractors. They're people who are intentionally or subconsciously reinforcing the code you're determined to delete. They may be contributing to your feelings of self-doubt and imposter phenomenon because they still see you in the old context and have you in a box with the label stuck on it. Is there more to mother's guilt that we need to know about? I believe there's a greater depth to mother's guilt that we don't really talk about, and it needs to be explored. Perhaps it's other emotions we feel: nervousness, excitement, exhaustion, depletion, disappointment, fulfillment, and uncertainty. Women with pressure at work who are also parents are constantly feeling these and other mixtures of emotions. So why dump them all in the mother guilt bucket? Women are constantly having to compromise, so it's no wonder there are difficult feelings to deal with. Guilt and judgment pressure release. Is it mother guilt or something else? You may experience guilt persistently or intermittently. Can you describe your state more deeply? Because the language you use with yourself and with others is important and shapes your moment-by-moment experiences. If you prefer a list of words, there's a resource on my website or in the hard copy book about feelings inventory. Or if you prefer pictures, emoji charts can be effective to describe your feelings. But the challenge is to avoid the default term of mother guilt. Using it feeds it. Relieving the pressure. Do you follow the perfectionism model? Or is it excellence? How does the way you operate affect your relationships, performance, and personal thinking? Is it causing you to feel increased pressure? Would you like to ditch perfectionism and move towards other opportunities you'd not previously thought possible? So here's a perfectionism pressure release, and it's a useful practice based on the insights that have been shared. And I use this personally and professionally with clients, and it works. When you sense you may be crossing the line from excellence to perfection, ask yourself, am I buying into this having to be perfect with a ribbon tied around it before I give it to someone? And will the ribbon add value or be an opportunity cost? Is it time to ship it? Is this 80% and is this extra 20% worth it? It's okay to fail and fail fast. I can be a scientist and experiment. Enough is good enough. Use the reverse career plan approach. Most women I spoke to didn't follow a predetermined path. More often than not, they looked for opportunities and created meaningful connections along the way. Mandy presented a reverse planning approach and suggested reflecting on what you want the last phase of your career to look like. She emphasised that it's important to ask questions to work through this. Do you spare no effort until you burn out and deplete all your internal resources? Do you want to change what you're currently doing? So your skills and capabilities can be used to create roles and businesses you haven't even considered. Mandy went from a high-pressure banking role to being a consultant. She was able to pick and choose the clients, hours, days, and work she wanted. Then she went back into a high-level banking role when her children were older and more independent. Mandy chose a non-linear path and was able to build her career capacity, fulfill her caring responsibilities, and offer the skills she had developed as a consultant to her final employer. Rather than thinking short-term, when you use a different mindset and think long-term or reverse plan, each phase you go through can be part of your bigger mission. Eventually, the women I spoke with overwhelmingly chose acceptance rather than resistance. And they recognise that transitions are easier and it's possible to move more fluidly between career, family and personal well-being and personal projects when energy isn't wasted on fighting changes. So what are the benefits of emotional labour? So how does emotional labour and energy drain for many people translate to contributing to human flourishing? How can we feel positive emotions about what we do to care for, support and serve others? The first step is changing your mindset to acceptance and choice rather than obligation and duty, which just redistributes the load. When daily tasks are performed in a centred, purposeful way, they feel worthwhile and become an energy source. No longer sacrifices, but choices. So how can you balance emotional labour? Do you feel there's a bit of work to be done in your family to balance out the emotional labour? It is possible to achieve when everyone's on board with the idea. Awareness and understanding are the first steps, and if that works, you can reorient. Though harmonising emotional labour with your partner may be fraught and full of clunky, messy conversations reflecting on culture, conditioning and understanding. However, they should lead to a deeper, practical understanding of each other's point of view and way of life. In Chapter 19, there's a guide on how to build true partnerships. One element is to view the important family administration tasks as a big bucket of family jobs. Then, when there's a belief that everyone is capable of performing the majority of the jobs, it becomes a process of building capacity in others rather than distributing according to the gender code.